Welcome to Fiber Hustle. My name is Chip.
My name is Aaron.
I am so totally into sewing, for sure.
I like to knit and crochet, and after watching a bunch of 80s movies yesterday, it is okay to reinvent yourself at 49 years old. Totally tubular. I know what I want to be when I grow up, and it's like all those cool kids from the 80s.
And you like to watch.
You do! It is episode 51 of Fiber Hustle.
Right on.
Right on. It's
Bitchin'.
totally rad. Bitchin'.
So you might, I'm really kind of confused, what these are for.
Which part are you confused about?
Why are they so dark?
Because normally, Chip, you're supposed to wear them outside.
Oh, that's not happening. You need inside glasses.
And so you wear your sunglasses at night so you can, God, I don't know the next line.
I can't sing, can I?
Like in general or that song?
That song.
No, you can't. No, it's great.
Okay, so hustlers, how you been?
Yeah, what's going on? It's been a little time. We had our big 50th last time, and now we're at 51. So we came back to see you.
Hi. All right, so Aaron, what have you been up to?
I honestly, not much. I mean,
you've been working on a super secret project.
Super secret project
which
that's finally
finished. And so TBD, we're going to see some results of that.
Yeah, hopefully in May, I can tell you what the super secret project is.
Let's do it.
And maybe some more information on that.
Okay, and what have I been doing?
What have you been doing? What have you been doing? I don't know.
I have been sewing. I went to QuiltCon. That was in Phoenix. That was a month ago, almost a month ago. And I have been working on retreat orders. I have been working on all kinds of things, but we're going to get into it. So I think that
I think. So this episode basically is going to have what are you making's. Had to have it.
I had to check my notes.
Check your notes. We'll have our giveaway for our 50th, which is coming up probably pretty soon. What else do we do? What is that? Oh my gosh, it's Oregon's original Valley girl, Carrie Shields. Come on in. Oh, bitchin'. I can't believe she's here.
Bitchin'?
Bitchin'.
Talk about the original 80s Valley girl.
She is the original 80s Valley girl. Carrie Shields. Look at you sneaking up.
Well, come on in. Good time.
Carrie from the Creative Obsession.
Oh, the hugs are off camera.
Oh, it doesn't matter. We don't want to smear our makeup. And here comes the giant between these two young lads.
Was there enough space for the Camaro?
Yeah, my Trans Am's parked out front.
Fun fact, Carrie, just for the first time, watched Valley Girl yesterday.
It was so rad.
And she said it was
a bitchin' movie.
She said it was better than Wicked.
Oh. Somebody said that.
No, it's not. What did we watch yesterday? We watched Valley Girl, The Great Outdoors, and 16 Candles. Jake Ryan.
Oh my God.
He was 23 when he shot that movie, so don't be making me out to be a creep.
Though.
And Nick Cage was 19 when he made Valley Girl.
Yes.
I still don't understand the premise of Valley Girl. I I understand the hoods and the preppies really didn't get along, but there was no...
It was the reimagination of Romeo and Juliet. They're from two different camps that are not supposed to be together. It's Romeo and Juliet. Come on.
It's like
For
us.
sure.
For sure.
Totally. Oh my God.
All right. So for those that if you know, you know, Carrie is with the Creative Obsession. And
I'm not with it.
She is.
I am it.
Totally.
Totally.
And Carrie is also a silent member of Fiber Hustle.
Not very silent. I'll tell you that.
Chip?
That was Aaron.
I'm more of the silent member of Fiber Hustle, and you guys are the louder ones.
We make ourselves known.
Yes, and she is the honorary member of our little tribe, and we love it.
Yes.
She's
I love
perfect.
You guys.
Yes.
So when, like when you have any of your crafting projects and you just don't know what to do, you're like, I'm kind of stuck on this step. And Carrie,
Call me.
without even asking,
You don't even have to ask. It's free. It's a free service I offer.
To everyone? All the hustlers? Or just...
Sure. You need an opinion. You don't know who to call.
It's going to be a real opinion.
So Carrie, question. I've got a question.
Yes, sir. David.
David.
L.
We have the hustlers. What are your? What's your?
What's my tribe?
The obsessors.
Sure.
They're creatives
The
or something.
creatives.
We do. Yeah.
The OGCOs. I don't know.
I love that.
I never thought of it, actually.
Well, you need to name your community something.
I need to name. Yes, I need my name.
So,
my tribe needs a name.
Over at Piece for Peace, are they the piecers? Are they, the?
No, he calls
the
them
peacemakers.
What does he call his
community?
Michael,
you call your community something.
You're yelling at the screen right now.
Yes.
I think so. And do you have your own signature cocktail?
I don't, but you do, and it was quite delicious.
Yes, I'm indulging in the Morning Hustler, which is cherry Pepsi, bourbon, and orange juice. It's delicious. It gets the morning going. It's like what Pepsi and milk. What Laverne used to drink.
Oh my gosh, Laverne and Shirley.
Yes.
Okay, so getting back to the catch up, let's just get right into it. So Carrie and I both went to QuiltCon in Phoenix.
Yes.
What state is that? Arizona.
The beautiful state of Arizona.
A couple of weeks ago.
State of Arizona.
It was my second one.
I was a virgin. It's been a long time since I have been able to say that.
It's not that kind of show. This is a family show, Carrie.
So, for sure. Was that the 80s or was that the 70s?
It's our tacky little show.
But yes, we did go to QuiltCon.
Yes, and I know you talked about it on your channel.
I did. I have a channel.
And your initial impressions versus like what you thought it would be like.
Oh, I actually felt like it was what I thought it was going to be like. Quilts and vendors, and the theme is modern style.
Mm-hmm.
And yes.
Do they change the theme every year? You said the theme is modern style. Do they change the theme every year?
They have challenges.
It is a modern quilt show, so the theme is always the quilts are always modern in style.
Okay.
Which
and there's lots of variables within that.
Right. And then what my thinking is that depending on the location, actually it doesn't matter where QuiltCon would be held because every year it's supposed to bounce from coast to coast. And most of the locals who show up are not going to be modern quilters. Most of the locals are seeing this as a quilt show. So I think it's interesting to see that the local quilters are saying, "Oh, this is a modern quilt show," and to hear the comments when people are actually, going through the quilt show itself, and they're like, "Oh," because I think one of the benefits of if you were to enter one of your quilts into the Modern Quilt Guild show. It is juried, so you have to be selected, and depending on the continuity of how your quilt might fit into the show itself is whether or not you get selected. It's not always just based on, look at, how beautiful and like the expertise in the quilting. It's a lot more relaxed. And so
the criteria is just different.
Yeah.
I think the criteria is just different. And with any juried show in general, they usually have so many spaces for this type of quilt. And so they take what they feel is the best in that style or that topic or whatever. And so sometimes you can have an absolutely amazing quilt not get selected because they already have enough of that style of quilt selected.
Right.
But there's some wonderful talent. And it was fun to go through
Would you ever submit one of your quilts to any kind of show?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
A lot of them.
Why haven't I? Why don't I know this?
Oh no, lots of them. I used to have tons of ribbons, but I threw them all away.
No, you didn't.
I did because I'm like, why? I don't need these.
Carrie, okay, so you will hold on to a piece of lint because someone gave it to you, but something that you actually earned,
Yeah.
you threw it away.
Well, I had it hanging for a long time, and then I'm like, this is just. I didn't need to brag, you know. I didn't. No, I seriously. I used to have them hanging up and everything, and so yes, I have been selected, juried in, and
Ribboned.
Fun.
Wow. So
Yeah.
do they do anything in the yarn community for any kind of ribbon shows?
State fairs.
Yeah,
I know they do kind of, because I know like Zach Stout has won some things. A few people we follow on Instagram, don't remember the names right now, have entered some things in the state fair because they're like, hey, I got first or second place in these kind of things. So yeah, that part of the knitting life doesn't interest me, but I think it's great when somebody puts in their work and they get recognized for it. So.
Do you know who I think? Look on Instagram for Rob DeLine. He is a crafter with. I mean, he weaves, he quilts, he knits. I mean, like anything that he puts his mind to, he does with flying colors.
Yeah.
Overachiever.
Yeah.
And I think he would be somebody that really should submit his work.
Yeah.
Does he want to?
Rob, do you want to?
Let us know in the comments.
Well, and I do think people get intimidated about putting like, oh, my stuff's not good enough, whatever. But if nobody put their stuff in a show like that, then you wouldn't have a show to look at.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you got to put it out there. And if they don't select you, it doesn't mean your stuff's bad. It just means it didn't fit. I've seen beautiful quilts that like didn't fit in this show, but I put it in this show,
Right.
And it ribboned and all that. So it's a way to just show and inspire other people, and I encourage people to try it and do it and not be intimidated.
Fiber shows we've gone to, I haven't seen any that actually you put your knitting up and like, hey, this is a prize, but we have seen fiber that has been judged.
Oh.
Like this sheep has been sheared and then compared to this sheep and that kind of thing. So I've seen first and second place for those kind of things as actual livestock or the shearing of the sheep. But I haven't seen actual, hey, here's something I made. But then again, I know it exists out there.
And where did you see that? Was that like at a
like the one in
fair?
Monroe that we went a couple of years ago.
Okay, so a fiber show.
Monroe, Washington.
Yeah.
Yes. What's the event called?
Fiber Fusion.
Fiber. Thank you, Carrie, who doesn't even live in this state. I appreciate it.
And have an impeccable memory.
Yes. Here's a question for you, too. We'll get into the knitting and crafting and all that stuff. If you had to tomorrow and someone said, I am going to take you to QuiltCon next year or Sisters Oregon Outdoor Quilt Show, which would you choose? Which do you feel like that's my kind of jam more than the other? Both of them are amazing, but
Really
do you want
different.
do you want
It's a
one
completely different experience.
I didn't know which one's more fun. You want one day outside in Sisters, Oregon to walk around and see the quilts, or go to a big convention of quilts at QuiltCon?
Okay, one part of Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. There's an entire week that leads up to the actual one-day show when all the quilts are hanging out in the village.
Well, they're hanging only on the one day.
On the one day, but there's an entire week of classes that I have never taken part of, so I don't I don't know from experience, but I would like to do that because I still have yet to take. I've taken one class during QuiltCon last year, and for me, I would have preferred to watch a YouTube video. It really wasn't the most amazing experience. Now, there's some people that like they've done 6-hour, 4-hour, 8-hour classes. I might benefit from that. So
it depends on the topic, you know, what class you take and stuff.
But Sisters is really fun because it's like you're outside and
It's a beautiful area.
you can, just show up in your Holly Hobby dress.
Sure.
Mrs. Kravitz and Carrie, where I have a picture of them and they're admiring these quilts outside, and it looks like two Holly Hobbies just.
It's warm. You have to wear a dress or shorts or something. It gets hot.
So to your question, Erin, it's such a different. There's two totally different experiences that it's hard to pick one over the other because they offer something completely different.
Nice.
Well, the last part of that would be no matter if it's a quilting or a yarn convention, these are so important for me, I think, because it gets inspiration, because you're going to see samples that you've never seen. You're going to see quilts and other people's artwork that you just, unless you're combing Google and looking at image, it's so nice to see these things in person.
And you're looking at it, you can look at it like really up close and personal, which is why I encourage people to put something in a show. And
you get to meet people.
Yeah.
Did you meet a lot of people this year?
Did you
run into any hustlers or anything?
I did. I saw a couple. Aaron, there's so much I'm trying to remember. So yes, I had a special visit with Kathleen, and it was like so much going on, and all of a sudden here's Kathleen. Drove a crazy amount, or rode the bus to come a couple of hours. Kathleen, it was so nice to see you.
I'm jealous I didn't get to meet her because she's been a hustler since I think day 1 or 2, and it would been nice to say hello to her.
Yes, and it's.
And you couldn't meet up with Hillary.
No, Hillary was sick, but Hillary, I hope you're feeling better.
Fun.
Yes. Aaron.
Yes.
Would you ever go to a QuiltCon and do I think you'd be an amazing volunteer.
Oh yeah, you could volunteer.
I would possibly go and volunteer, but I don't want to take your space away from you and have all the focus on me.
We would hold space for you.
Would you hold space for me?
For sure.
It's kind of nice to have those few days to myself at home. But no, maybe next time I'll go. I don't know if I want to go to is it Raleigh next year again?
Yes.
If you could do the Phoenix again, because during this winter time here, it's nice to see the sun. So if you do Phoenix 2 years, I would probably attend with you.
Okay, well we got
ways to decide.
We've got 2 more chances this year to meet you and see you. Please come to Flock. Please go to Rhinebeck. We're all going to be going.
We are almost Rhinebeck ready. We're trying to get the whole flight situation. There's several flights out, but 2 flights that that will work for her leaving from her area, our leaving, and then it's a lot of things still up in here, but we're trying to get to Rhinebeck.
We're going to go.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen.
Yes.
We'll see you there.
Yeah.
Yay! Can we do our 50th episode giveaway?
Let's do it.
Yes, please.
Okay. So we are giving away,
We are?
Yes. That's what a giveaway is.
What's that one?
Well, I can't reach it. So our 50th episode, I said I dyed some Journey that didn't quite look like Journey enough. It just didn't have enough orange. So I said, hey, it's almost Journey. So how about I give 2 skeins to one person, 2 skeins to another person. And what you all had to do was comment below some of your favorite highlights of your life with Fiber Hustle. And so many things took us back to things that I didn't even remember. I remembered, obviously, people loved the Fiber Hussies. People love people coming to the back window since we moved here. Again, our second time that Carrie has been here. Somebody said that they loved when I said, Chip, my love. I was like, oh, how cute. Seamus sightings, Chip showing the socks. It was just all kinds.
Socks in the air.
Yeah, Chip's showing the socks. The Vertices Unite, all that good stuff. So I picked 2 winners. I kind of did it random, but then I was like, oh, some of these names I kind of know. So the winner of these first 2 skeins is it Emmy Sheila? That's your YouTube name. And you said...
Me Sheila.
Remember when everybody was making a Vertices back in 2021? I wasn't sure. I liked the shawl, but when Aaron showed it, that's me. I thought, hey, that's awesome. I just have to pick the colors I love, and it will turn out great. I did it, and it did. Thanks for the inspiration. I love everything you guys make. Thanks for sharing your time and your talent with us. Aaron is handsome, and Chip is all right. I made that last part. Just kidding.
That was in the clip.
So we are friends on Instagram. If you send us a DM on Instagram, let us know your address. We will send this to you, or reach out at fhteam@fiberhustle.com. And the second winner is Andrea-DI9JU, and she said, congratulations on 50, and thanks for sticking with it so we can have so much great entertainment while crafting. I have 2 fabulous moments.
Oh.
Chip trying to show the socks that were on his feet. I still done that one as well. I don't think I've laughed so hard in some time. And then the random Seamus sightings. He is currently upstairs doing all right. And there have been so many, but as a proud child cat lady, I love the kitty spottings. Can't wait to see you at Flock. Since I've knit up the yarn I bought last year, it was a gorgeous sweater. I can't wait to buy more in August. Yeah. So yes, Andrea, you are the winner of these 2. And is this, I think it's Shayla. You're the winner of these 2. So reach out again in either Instagram or in Fiber Hustle, FHteam@fiberhustle.com. It shouldn't be that hard to remember.
That was a lot.
But yeah, and we will send these. Hopefully you guys are in the U.S. If not, we're going to make it work and they'll be sent overseas. Depends where you live, because a lot of times things get sent back to us.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody who's been riding along with this tacky little show. It's supposed to be a hustle, but most often it's a crawl.
It's more of a limp. It's not a crawl. We're still standing, but I mean, yeah it's kind of like that. But yeah,
I think
50 episodes, great.
One flashback worth noting is a couple people did remember the girl falling off the bike in the as we were recording an episode.
That's right.
That was so funny.
I mean, I think that was one of our first giggles, and yeah, I love that memory.
It's funny just some of people's comments and think about the evolution. And we don't really go back and watch some of our episodes, but every once in a while, if we're watching somebody else's YouTube episode, an older one of ours comes on, we're like, when did we do that?
Yeah.
And we had the cold opens and all that kind of stuff. So,
Carrie, you just had your anniversary too.
Yeah, in February. I think it's been 7 or 8 years or something. Wow. Yeah.
And you're still obsessed?
I'm still very much obsessed. I don't know that that's ever going to go away.
Oh, that's radical.
That's rad.
All right, let's get into it. Well, should we start with Chip?
What am I making?
Chip, what are you making?
So I've got a pile of scraps that I'm sorting through, and I'm trying to decide what project I'm going to make up in my thinker. So I did it's going to be part of, you made that, but I have cast-offs of all of these things that I've cut from the laser cutter, and I was making odd-shaped blobs. So this is what I'm in the process of trying to decide how to make this into a bag.
You have a question already.
I do. Did you explain what the blobs were for? Are we going there?
So the blobs, what I did is I cut these blobs out, which I'm going to get into, like, you made that later.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
What are we doing?
So these are all the pieces. This is the what are you making portion.
Oh, what are you making? Okay.
Yes. So what I'm making is...
I keep falling off the stool.
I think I'm going to take a couple of pieces of these scraps, and I'm going to sew these together, and then I'm gonna wind up with some fabric, which I think is going to be rad, fun. Why are these all showing? Oh, because this is dark. There we go.
There we go.
Here we go. So I want to sew these together, and then I'm going to lay some fabric behind it so that really all you see is the outside and maybe some black fabric behind it. So it could maybe look something like that, like this one right here. But I want to make it into like just a almost like a grocery bag, just like a little carry. And I think that would be fun. But I also want to take these cast off blobs that I've cut on the laser cutter. So I took foam and fused these little pieces, and they're just odd shapes. And I want to applique them onto a project. And I think it would be, and it could be anything. And this is where I would actually love to send a bag of these to some friends and give them a challenge. Okay, here's a bag of blobs. They're already fused onto some fabric. go invent something.
Go do something.
Go do something. And I think these would be a fun applique project. So what am I making? Who knows?
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Are you open for suggestions?
Sure. This is the part of the creative obsession that this is it.
This is what happens. But it's giving me very much like Andy Warhol. Like, could you do a print behind and have it be like almost like a quilt or like a wall hanging, but it's kind of Andy Warhol because different prints behind it.
So what you're saying is put a print behind here
instead of just
put
black.
a print behind here.
Yes.
And then construct.
Yeah.
And fairy lights.
And then you can poke, and then there's so many possibilities.
I listen doesn't mean I have to.
I know.
It doesn't mean that I have to respond.
You don't have to, but you do accept the suggestion.
But well, I mean, like, why waste all of this? I think this would be a fun, like, what the hell is that bag? I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think it would be a lot of fun to send these pieces to friends and say, like, okay. It could be anything. Are you going to make wall art?
You could stick them on your jean jacket.
You could, yes. You could. Don't lose them.
Sorry, I got it.
It's a good thing
it's the
that
new
muscle.
Me. Good thing I'm a preppy now.
Yeah, I think these could be a lot of fun, and it's like, you go onto the Great Sewing Bee, and they're like, here's your things. Go make something.
Unconventional challenge.
And it's like you have no time to think. Just go make something.
Yeah.
There was one lady who was sitting down. She was, I don't remember if it was on YouTube or if it was on TikTok, but she said she sat down. She was so stressed out that she sat down at our sewing machine and she said, I have no idea what I'm going to make. I just need to sew something. Mm-hmm. And she just started cutting up fabric and sewing. She didn't care if she ended up with anything that she was going to keep or if it was like a real thing that she was making. It's just the process of making. And I think these are kind of the fun little projects that you could do. Is it possible that you guys, as knitters, that you make something and you don't know where you're going, but you just, dishcloths?
Well, I think there's a lot of more free-form crochet than knitting.
Is there?
I think so. There used to be. I don't know. People are still kind of doing that anymore, but it was sort of that free form.
This would be improv, and there's improv quilting, improv sewing. Is there improv crochet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there has to be. Mm-hmm. There's improv everything.
And if there's not, make it up. I mean, make it be a thing.
So that's what I'm making.
That's fun.
Aaron.
Yes.
Why don't we let our guest go? Carrie.
Yes.
What are you making?
What am I making? Well, I'll pick one. I can't reach it. Wait. I got it.
There we go.
I am in the process of making this scarf with 2 different colors of Fiber Hustle yarn. Sorry, there we go. So this is the Prismarine by Alina Apasova. It is just knitted with a garter stitch with some slip stitches, and the colors are
everything is everything,
and moose tracks. Both. Yeah. Oh,
that's a lot of barf. That's a lot of yarn barf.
That didn't mean to happen. There we go. This is moose tracks.
Well, if it was in a chipette,
Oh, I know.
This is a fingering 80-20 4-ply.
And yeah, so it's just.
I think it looks good. The texture is.
Carrie, I love that.
Really neat, and it is a very simple pattern. And for some reason, I rip out as often as I put in, because I am just kind of like on autopilot and like, no, that was supposed to be the slip stitch row.
Because it's too simple, or
I don't know what my problem
show the texture
is.
here real quick. Yeah, I love that. It looks
Was
really
this the
good.
one that you were grumbling at last night?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I had knitted and I was like, no, I forgot to do, the make one, or I forgot to switch colors or some simple thing. It's not a hard pattern, but it will be a scarf, and it doesn't get any wider. It stays the same width, So it's not getting any bigger. You decrease
It's
on one
very
side.
pretty, Carrie.
How much longer is it going to be? Is it going to like wrap a few times around or just like once around?
No, it should. Well, we'll see. I'll go till I run out of yarn.
Okay.
Or she gets pissed off enough that she just quits.
No.
That's not our Carrie.
Well, okay. So this is what I'm currently, one of the things I'm currently making.
Wait, no, look at the back. It's
just garter stitch.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's called magic. It is
magic of knitting. Yeah, so you've got the slip stitches in the front, and it just looks like garter in the back. And you can see where you switch your dominant color.
I love that.
So yeah.
Love it.
Thanks. Aaron.
Good job. Yes.
Aaron, what are you making?
I am making something that is in that yellow basket.
This
yellow chip basket. This is the Stripeometry Shawl by Stephen West. Let me take her out here real quick. No, I don't want to do that. Those who are fans of the Vertices Unite. Why did I just go into that accent? I don't know why. Those who are fans of the Vertices Unite will love this one because you're kind of piecing some things together just like the Vertices Unite. It takes 3 colors, so 3 colors of fingering weight yarn. I have chosen my own yarn for this because it's going to be a sample in the store. This fuchsia pink color is Now That's a Pop. The blue color is Hey Navy. And the gray color is Thunder is Coming. And it's done in 5 sections. I just literally started section 4 right now. So as you see...
So what's section 4? This here?
Yeah, so we started over here where Carrie's holding was section 1. Section 2 was the gray and blue.
That where Carrie is so 80s.
So it's so 80s. I just wanted something that had a pop and went boom, pow, wow. That you need your shades to look at. So and this was section 3. So as you see, the stripes get a little bit thicker and then smaller.
I love that.
Then there's going to be another section over here that's kind of mirror that, and it's going to bring a triangle to the point. So you need at least...
So then is this what goes around your neck and then it's going to come, like, is it upside down right now?
Well, you can wear it any way you want.
Okay.
But yeah, the triangle section that's going to happen is going to go up here. So I'm assuming you're right, that the bottom of this is going to be the mostly center part.
I could just see you wearing this underneath and then just pull the chain.
Oh, flash dance?
Exactly.
It's just off the shoulder.
But the really cool thing about this pattern is you can have 3 totally different colors and it's going to look like a totally different pattern. So that's what I love about the Vertices Unite, because that took, 7 different colors?
Yeah.
And all of them look so different. So this one's just going to be a little bit more pop, pow.
Do you have a trip through Montana again?
Why?
Because when you were saying that...
Oh, because, yeah, okay, so this section was a little Montana-ish. And when I say something's Montana, when I'm knitting, you get into Montana, you're like, oh, this is great, I'm in Montana. And 4 hours later, you're like, oh, we're still in Montana. And a day later, you're like, I am still in Montana. Let me just go to the next state. Texas. I haven't driven through Texas. Someday, maybe I will. I've been to Austin and Houston, and that's it. But yeah, this had a little Montana vibe, but not too bad. And so far, I'm really enjoying it, especially with just the 3 colors. You're carrying some yarn some places.
Widths of stripes. That's cool.
Me too. So 360 grams of one color, 350 grams of another color, and 285. So basically, you just need 3 full skeins to make this. It is done on 3.5 millimeter needles. I'm using my ChowGoo red lace because they
US size 4.
US size 4 because I don't know that part. Still my favorite needles. Mm-hmm. And then you're kind of leaving some things on hold, and then I'm going to pick these up later. But I mean, it's a little brighter than a lot of people would like, but I think once I get my summer tan, it's going to look so good.
Bitchin'.
And so far, look bitchin'. And I would like...
Because we always wear shawls and wool in the summer.
Yep.
here in the Pacific Northwest, summer doesn't start till July, but then we don't even get a base tan until like July 15th.
Yeah.
So you're right. I don't know.
No, it's good. It's very good.
Yeah. So that is what's happening
Lots of
with
ends.
this. There are quite a few ends. Some sections you carry up the yarn, which helps a lot. But yeah, so I got still like half of this left, and the pink or magenta, whatever you want to call it. Now that's a pop, and that's what I'm working on. I'm really enjoying it because it's just kind of. It's nice when something changes color. If you do a one-color shawl, to me, you can kind of feel that the end is coming or you're making progress just by looking at it. But when you're actually changing colors, for some reason, mentally to me, those stripes mean it's almost like when you're running. I was going to say when you're running. I don't run. When you're on a walk or something, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to make it to that post and then turn around. It just feels like there's another goal. That post is a different color change. Then you turn around and go the other way. But yeah. I don't know if that was a bad or good analogy, but I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah. No, it's like, I think that's why a lot of people like, sorry, I keep falling off the stool. Why people like knitting self-striping socks and stuff. Because you just get to the next color and the next color, and it's motivating.
You get excited. Do you guys do that when you're quilting? Like, oh, I'm almost to the next color of this kind of thing, or a little.
Just the next section or something. Yeah, I do.
Chip.
Yes, sir.
What are you making?
So I have one thing that I'm working on that I need over there that I forgot to bring.
Get something from for you?
So you're still going to hear me.
Okay.
But I'm actually working with, I need my notes. I'm actually working with Newport Yarn and Fibers. Mary and her sister Kath are the co-owners of this yarn company, and they have a charity called Hugs Through Shrugs, and I am partnering up with them to. Here we go. I am partnering up with them to make a limited edition chip basket because Hugs Through Shrugs is a charity that supports moms whose children are going through cancer therapy. And it's to me, it's a no-brainer to help them out. And what they do is they create shrugs for the moms, and just to say, hey, I see you, because yes, it's a lot. The mothers are 24/7 taking care of their child, and it's nice to lift the moms up too. So they're going to be doing a trunk show in May, and it's going to be for Mother's Day, May 9th and May 10th. And so they said, hey, we would love to work with you if it's possible to do a couple of their my chip baskets, and we're going to do for Mother's Day a new chip basket, and I think they're going to have like 4 of them, and I'm really trying to make these custom, that they ones that people have never seen before. I'm going to do a vinyl bottom, and I love this. This is Art Gallery Fabrics, and I'm so in.
That's a great print.
I call this like the bougie fabric, just because it's so pretty. So
it's very New England where it's going,
and very Mother's Day.
It's very Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have I think 4 of them. There's gonna be for their giveaways. I don't know how they're gonna be given away, but it's gonna be at the trunk show. Is gonna be at Skein Yarn. And that's going to be
Skein Yarn Shop.
Yep, in East Greenwich, Rhode Island.
Which the boys, Needles At the Ready, are there a lot. And I think Kevin has some of his yarn there. So
I'm going to be working on these, and I will have some of these that I'm calling for the Mother's Day. I need a name for this one.
Put suggestions in the comments.
Yeah, put suggestions about, just think moms, think Mother's Day, think, that time of year.
Something about hugs.
Yeah,
hugs.
Hugging and
A mom hug.
A mom hug.
The mom hug. I love that.
We just did it.
Okay, never mind.
We got it.
But we're gonna have those mom hug chip baskets in the shop, and like this is gonna be next because I need to get it. I need to get it done.
Yeah, those are perfect.
That's all I'm. What are you making?
That's a lot.
Yeah,
So that's a lot.
Make sure you guys go to Skein Yarn Shop in Rhode Island, May, what I just said it, May 9th and 10th.
If anybody works for an airline, we are more than happy to fly out for free.
We're happy to put
yes, we are happy to come to Skein Yarn Shop. Then, if you work for maybe Alaska, no big whoop.
I really like to. I love Alaska.
We only fly Alaska, pretty much, which makes some things difficult, but it's great. Carrie,
yes, sir.
What are you making?
I'm making something you haven't seen yet.
Really?
Wait, what?
I'm making something you haven't seen.
It's gorgeous.
Is this yarny?
It is.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I, on my channel, have talked about my adventures with my knitting machine. I have a flatbed knitting machine, and I am going to attempt.
Is that from the 80s?
It is, actually. It's from the 80s. And I am going to attempt to make my own color work design that goes with a punch card. And so I've been playing around with it, doing kind of swatching and all that kind of stuff. So my machine has a punch card. This was just my test.
Wait, what?
I know. It's insane.
That's just a test.
This is just a test. My machine did it. I did not do it. So it reads, this is what the punch card looks like.
Carrie, that's beautiful.
Okay, I'm taking you over here because we're going to do this. So I'm going to kind of show the people
this. Isn't the same punch card that I use, but it is just this like mylar kind of material that's got holes in it. It goes into the machine, and as the machine is reading, this is telling the machine what needles to engage. So this was my first attempt at creating my own pattern. This was a pattern that came.
No big whoop. This is your first.
Machine. This isn't. This came with the machine. This one is one I'm playing with.
Oh my God.
So I had seen somebody on Instagram. Her Instagram handle is tangled.forest or something like that. And she had done an entire sweater and that she punched the card. And I'm like, I have been wanting to do this, so I'm going to try it. So Pacific Knit Co., which makes the doodle decks and doodle patterns, her patterns are 24 stitch repeats. My punch card is 24 stitches.
Oh.
So I thought, why try and why try and reinvent the wheel? Let's get her some of her patterns. So I've purchased some of her charts. I have a couple of decks, and I've attempted to punch my own card. This is the punch that you use that if you notice can you do that?
Of course.
So if you notice on here, there's little, I don't know if you can see, there's little pinholes in this graph. Then this little punch has a pin itself in it. And I'm not showing it, but I don't know what you can see.
No, it is.
We can see the pinholes, like in between each one of the things.
And then this has like a pin that goes in those pinholes, and it will only punch if that pin is in the hole.
Oh, wow.
So that you won't punch in the wrong spot. And so I marked it with a water erasable marker, like the kind you use for overhead markers, and marked my hole so that I could erase it if I needed to, if I made a mistake. And then I wrote on here like what color I was going to do, because I could kind of see that as it's going through the machine. And I did this like flowery design.
And this is based on her card deck.
This is based on her card deck. This was her florals collection.
Mm-hmm.
And then like some of these were from her basic deck that I have and that kind of stuff. So I was playing with it.
Oh my God.
And this was my first time of running this pattern. And in running this, I realized I had a couple mistakes.
Oh.
No, this wasn't the first one.
Were you punched?
Mm-hmm.
So then what happens when you make a mistake?
I have to repunch.
The whole thing.
Right. So that's why I tested it. And so what I realized was right in here, I have a line of just the main color right through the middle of the flower that's not supposed to be there.
Oh no.
Man.
So yeah.
I mean, I can't detect that.
Well, but because I'm making it more complicated than it probably should be for my first attempt. as it's clicking through and it's like it's doing next row, I put in my main color, which is this dark purple, and then whatever the color is. So the two colors are in the carriage, and it knows which needles are picking up what. And when it knit all one color, I thought I was at this break, but it was really in the middle of the flower.
Okay.
So I was changing the color at the wrong spot.
Oh, here's the line.
Right. No, that's because this is supposed to be the leaves. This, and then it went to a flower. So here's the flower. So this was my first one, and I was like changing the color in the wrong spot. So I did it again.
Is this okay?
This
so this
was
is
the second one. I hadn't fixed it yet, but I got better at reading what my knitting was doing.
Right.
And I was like, okay, when it knits all one color, that's when I change colors. Well, it was doing it here, and it messed me up. So this was a test. It was a gauge swatch, so I could then take my rows and my stitch count. And there is a website called Knit It Now that's just for machine knitting, and it has a pattern generator that you could put in what your stitch count is, what your row count is, all that, and it will generate a pattern.
So you are stealing like an artist. You are taking that card into that program and feeding it on your puncher.
Well, yes. Well, instead of taking that card and doing it by hand, I'm
Right.
just doing it by machine, and then this website is giving me a pattern.
Right.
Perfect.
Like how many
For your thing.
For a sweater, regardless of what you do.
Mm.
So you could do just stockinette, you could do lace, you could do whatever you want to do based on whatever that stitch configuration is. It's going to give you a pattern for your size saying, you need to cast on this many stitches, you need to do this many rows, decrease here. That's what the pattern is doing, regardless of what you're trying to do.
So you could make me a sweater.
I could. If I had
let's have her finish her sweater first.
So this was a test, and so because I had made a mistake, which was fine, I'm redoing the pattern a little bit so that I wanted to do it floral, so I'm going to have a flower, do a break. I'm going to do a different flower for the next one. And what I'm trying to do, because I got this stuff on a roll, so I can make it the design as long as I want.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out, based on what this pattern generator says, how many rows my entire sweater will be. I'm trying to make a design that's like half that, so it'll just double. It'll just go right around. So I'm figuring out how the machine's reading it, when I have to change colors, when it's the beginning of the design and the end of the design, as well as follow the pattern of when I have to decrease and increase and do whatever I need to do to make a sweater. So I think what I'm going to do is make a vest, so I don't have to try and do sleeves quite yet. I'm trying to make it a little easier. And so this is Holst yarn, and they're super soft. It's a fingering weight wool yarn. And yeah.
I can't get over these colors together. I love this like tealish blue with this
with the orange.
Almost burnt orange. It's just, I want everything in this.
Okay.
Good job.
Thanks.
Question.
Yes, sir.
So when you're saying that you're going to do, this can be as long as you want.
Right.
So are you doing it where you're not doing it, this is the body, you're doing it as this is the body?
No, I'm putting it in the way you had it the first way. So it takes those 24 stitches and it just repeats it for however many needles you have engaged.
Okay, so the pattern that you have here.
So
this is 24 wide.
No, this is 24 wide.
Oh.
So this flower, just this is 24 wide, and it just yeah.
Okay, so
and then it just repeated it for however wide I have my pattern.
So when you do your pattern this way,
nope, it's this way.
I'm sorry, this way.
Yeah.
And then I'm confused. So it reads it once here, but it's constantly going like this.
Right. It
now,
engages those needles all the way across.
When you have let's say this is your bed.
Yeah.
Are you doing this? This is the left side of my body, and this ends up the left side of my body.
You can't.
So
have
this
it
is
both
going all
left.
around.
It's flat.
It's
Right.
flat.
It's
Right.
flat. So you don't have a left side and a left side because my body has a left and a right.
Right, but that's my question. Is this going...
But you
Or
go,
where's the seams?
I will. What I'm going to do.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Okay, how do you connect it?
Yes.
So like any flat knitting pattern, if you make your front, then you make your back. Anything that's seamed together, and then you'd make your sleeves flat, and then you seam it at the sides, that kind of a thing.
Okay, so the width of this
is the back.
Is
the
the
width
back.
of that is the front. The width, however many needles are engaged for that particular, like the sleeve obviously wouldn't take as much as like the back would.
Right.
And so the pattern would tell me cast on this many needles.
Wow. Okay.
So it's, it's involved, but I really think it could look kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Carrie, I mean,
Going to be.
that is incredible.
Yeah.
Thanks. And then I just do these little tags because this is my swatch. And then if I go, okay, I want to do that, but I'm going to do it in a different color. I've already got the pattern. I don't have to recreate this once I get this right. I don't know that
I would be so nervous punching that card.
That's why I'm writing on it first with a water erasable marker, because I have done that where I'm following her grid. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I needed to skip 2 and then do a stitch.
Geez.
And if I just went through and punched it, I would waste a ton. But if I'm just marking it with this water soluble, if I make a mistake, I just have a wet Q-tip and just like erase it. Once I know I'm right, then I can just go and just punch the squares that I have marked.
And you have somebody else go, can you just triple check this for me?
No, I would knit it.
Oh, wow.
I would have to knit it and see. And that's what I did here is then realizing that I had
That's
that
your
error.
sanity check.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll see what happens. I think I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do a vest just so that I don't have to mess with sleeves for my first project. And
would you do a sweater knitting machine like Carrie's?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Not even a consideration.
I think it would be fun. Just you can't find them very often.
These are a couple of the doodle decks just for reference. Like this is just her basics, so it's just got some basic designs. This was the Seattle one.
I have the Seattle one, which I need to work on.
Which I think could be really fun, and you just pick whatever you want. Like I said I did here. This one shows up better. This was from her florals. This was from the basic deck. That's her whole idea is you doodle, you make up the combination that you want. And so I have a couple of different charts to choose from because I have these couple of decks. And then on Pacific Knit Co.'s website, you can buy just a chart. And you don't have to have the card deck. And so I did that for a couple of her designs so that I could mix and match and pull what I wanted. So
she'll be at Flock this year. She was there last year too.
She was there last year, yeah.
If you're interested in more and want to see them in your hands, even though the internet shows you what they are, check her out at Flock.
Yeah. So that's my adventure with my knitting machine, and it's it's a process.
It's an amazing adventure.
Good
job.
It's been fun. It's been really fun. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it works out.
It will.
Because I don't know. I haven't done color work and done decreases and stuff. So, we'll see. And God forbid I drop a stitch or something. Because when you're working on the machine, you're seeing the backside.
Oh gosh.
So it's knitting kind of in backwards, I guess. So yeah, you're seeing the backside of it, but it's fun. It's fun to just try something new, and yeah.
That's great. You should be proud.
Okay, so this is a lovely, a perfect, if you will, segue, talking about something new, talking about machines. These two were trying to figure out a new machine yesterday.
Yeah, I don't want to show it. After that, I don't want to show my stuff. After what you just showed and you just showed?
No, Aaron, where is it? In here?
Yeah, I'm just tired of being the pretty one who shows the basic stuff.
You're not basic. You would never be basic.
All right, ready for some sock shock. A couple things before we get to the machine. As you've watched, some of you, hello if you're new, I am trying to find out the right formula for my knitting of socks. Last episode, I showed what happened.
I immediately went to you stomping around in the living room with 2 size different socks.
I am wearing those 2 size different socks right now.
Oh.
But, so, do you want to see them?
Yeah, you get your foot up here.
Oh, no. So, last time on Fiber Hustle, you saw me make some socks that had 72 stitches because my 72 stitches seem a little bit baggy. Then I tried 68 stitches, which I'm wearing right now. The 68 stitches, though, I made 2 different lengths. I think I bound off at, let's say, 7.5 inches, and one was about 9.5 inches because my foot is 11.5 inches. I wear size 13 shoe just because I want a little bit more negative ease. After wearing these a few times, I do like the one that was bound off about 7.5 inches because I like the tighter feel of my socks and I don't want them baggy. And these things really slip on our kitchen floor. So you walk in to grab something in the kitchen, which I'm never in there. It's just like an ice skating rink.
That's because I waxed the floors.
I know, thank you. But I'm also making a 64-inch stitch sock.
By hand.
By hand, yes. I am using Magic Loop. I have one completed already. This is a Patton's Croy. Is it Patton's? Mm-hmm. Patton's Croy yarn. A couple weeks ago, I was like, hey, I want a sock in 64 stitches. So I went in my stash. This is my friend Jen J. Her mom passed away, so she gave me a bunch of her yarn. So she had this. Not really my scene. Well, it goes with my shawl that I'm making.
Honey, everything is like...
everything is not really my scene.
I mean,
I forgot. I'm reinventing myself. Never mind.
Think pink.
Think pink.
So these are going to look major once I do put them on, and they are going to be super sweet. But yeah, I'm trying the 64-inch thing. I'm doing a slip-stitched heel. And with having these on, I did my 68 stitch. Those I did afterthought heel. I think I like an afterthought heel more than a slip stitched heel.
The way it fits?
Yeah, the way it fits and just the kind of the way it looks. So yeah, so hopefully next time I can show you these finished. A couple people in the what was your favorite parts of Fiber Hustle mentioned the little weird videos I used to make of me wearing the socks and doing little dances.
Those were so gnarly, dude.
They were. Because remember...
Gag me out with a spoon.
Because, like I said before, people just show their socks. It's like, okay, we see it on the sock blocker. What do the socks actually do?
Yeah.
So I did a little dance. I also recorded an episode 2 years ago when Teresa made me some socks that she did. They had rainbow colors from Twisted. Oh God.
Ambition.
No. Forget the
Twisted Stitches.
Teresa, we know who you are. But she made some
Twisted
of these.
Sister.
No, she made some socks, and I played the banjo and did the Why Are There So Many Songs About Rainbows? And Chip said, this is just too weird. But then that became like a TikTok sensation for other people. I was ahead of the game.
You were
but
trendsetter.
Gross me out.
Bar for Rama.
I have a question about your socks. Okay, so you were saying like you're dealing with how loose the socks are. What size needle are you?
I'm using a 2.25, which I think is the lowest I have found so far.
Okay.
They make it. Is that a US 1 or 0?
That's a 1. So you could go down to a 0.
Okay.
If you're a looser knitter, maybe that would give you that.
Which is weird. When I knit socks, it's very loose. But when I knit things like sweaters and shawls, I usually get gauge. So I guess once I get fingering in my hand, I don't know.
Well, but there's no gauge.
It must be the magic loop.
The thing is, there's no gauge. It's whatever feels right for you. It's not like you're trying to match a gauge.
True.
You're just knitting, and it's what it is.
True. That's what I'm doing. And real quick, sock talk. I am almost, these are my doctor's office knittings, or dentist office, whatever you want to call it. I am almost finished with the 2023 Advent calendar for Woolens and Nosh. And these things feel great, look great, so I can't wait. I know I started these at 72 stitches, so I'm going to see if they're going to be a little bit baggy. But Woolens and Nosh's yarn is a little bit thicker, so maybe they're not going to be as baggy as I think, but I love this base. I love this color.
Your stitches are impeccable.
Thank you. Aren't they pretty good?
They are good.
I mean, they're almost rivaling
The machine.
No, Rob DeLine.
Oh, that's a compliment for me.
That is a good
We all want to
compliment.
be Daddy Rob. Speaking of
I
Daddy
don't know
Rob,
why he's on my mind today.
He is.
speaking of Rob, our really good friend Rob Seattle, who will probably have to change his name since he's moving soon, left his Erlbacher sock cranker here in October. And then he said, hey, have fun with it while I'm gone, because he's just gone from it.
Have you found the fun with it yet?
I have fun. So I tried to set it up.
Moment.
I tried to set it up a couple times. We didn't have the right table because all our tables here are glass. So we put it away for a while. And then when Carrie is here, I go, I really wish we could try to use this Erlbacher. We found Chip's ironing board that Jim, Carrie's husband, made for him, and it fit on there perfect. So we said, hey, we're ready to go.
Doing it.
This is going to be easy. We watched some videos from Aquila to how to put it together. Excuse me, from Pee Wee Erlbacher himself, how to piece it together.
Oh wait, he's the maker of it?
Pee Wee,
Pee Wee
yeah.
Erlbacher.
Oh, okay, I didn't get that.
Dang, the sock crankers. I know some of you probably had frustrations when it first started. I am the type that if something doesn't work within like 20 minutes, I'm like, it's not worth it. I am sitting next to two people who would spend 18 months trying to figure things out. So if these people were not here next to me, I would have given up right away.
You would have pieced out.
Yes. There was tension issues. There's all kind of issues.
Dropping stitches. How does this turn?
We made a video call to Ray J Knits, Ray from Knees Already, who was very helpful with all his feedback. I was texting Aquila. She was also very helpful and thankful. Not thankful. She wasn't thankful for me. I'm thankful for her.
Her videos were good. She's got some tutorials out there.
We did get some tubes kind of cranked. So
they are cranked.
They are cranked. This is on just some scrap fingering I had. They did make a tube, but what we're trying to figure out is if you notice here, the tension looks all right. I still want it tighter, but then it really starts, or is it this way?
It was the other way.
This way. The tension's where we want it. Then for some reason, it just kind of start loosening up and the design change, and you can kind of see it getting fatter as you go down.
And none of that changed when we were cranking it.
Yeah.
We didn't change the tension or anything in the middle of it.
And this one is just way looser than we want it. I know it's all, people say once you get it dialed in, it's going to be perfect. But this thing, y'all, was almost... It wasn't almost, it was on my gay last nerve. I was like, I can't do this. And thank God these people were here to walk me through it.
Not me. I stood far away.
No, what happened was we were almost finished with one, and I'm cranking, and we're going, and he goes, aren't you going a little fast? Right when he said, aren't you going a little fast, like 5 of the things came off the needles. I'm like, why did you open your mouth? And it wasn't like I was sitting there.
No.
It was coming.
Those two, Carrie's over here knitting, and like the two of them are just chitting chatting. Aaron's like this, and I happen to look. I'm like, aren't you going a little fast?
And he stopped. Like, am I? And then when you started again, it all fell apart.
Yeah. So basically, if you get yourself a new machine, I wish you the best. Again, those of you who have had a machine forever, you probably remember the frustration that you did go through trying to dial it in. Eventually, Rob's going to want this thing back. So I'm trying
all of the settings are probably going to be completely different. It's a new machine after you've been with it.
Yeah, and we spray painted a different color. And no, so... The Erlbacher, I'm going to attempt again. It's just, it was causing much frustration with skipping stitches. At one point, it started doing every other stitch. Yeah. And we're like, is there a setting that requires that? And did we flip a button? No.
And then all of a sudden it would work. And you're like, I didn't do anything different.
Even the cranking direction was odd to you, so like you have to pull it back to you, almost like you're rowing.
Yeah, when I crank forward, not backwards.
All the
cranking
you do.
Yes, and then sometimes it takes 2, but yeah.
The beauty of it is you can pull this out
And recrank.
And recrank it. So you did not waste anything.
True. I mean, it's all learning experience.
But it is very, like, this is a huge sock.
Yeah.
Like, that is not usable.
And
as
Ray
a
and
sock.
Kevin said that they had many,
It's a learning
why
curve.
did we get this moments the first few days? Then now they totally have it dialed in.
Yeah.
So it's just, I thought it was going to be like plug and play.
What was interesting is that you left the room to do whatever you were doing, and Carrie's still tinkering with this.
Mm-hmm.
And then also she was like, what if I add a little bit more weight? So you start off with a good amount of weight, which just holding it is like, oh my gosh,
heavy.
it's really heavy.
And it's pulling on your knit.
And Carrie's like, well, what if I give it more? And adding more tension to the yarn, and it was basically all the weight to start
you gave
with.
it all
Not
you
like
got.
I did. I gave it everything. Which, when we weighed those weights, they were 5 pounds. So you hang 5 pounds from your sock. Just picture that.
Yeah, and
It felt way too much. It felt like it's way too much.
You said it was growing and the stitch is changing. Oh, my stomach just growled.
We heard that.
As you're changing, it's like you have no more weight to put on there.
Right.
I mean, really, something.
And you shouldn't need more weight.
But at what point are you supposed to be adding weight? Right from the get-go, or?
I guess that's
why I need to watch.
Figure. That's the stuff you figure out. What works for you, because every machine, same with my flatbed, they're going to be calibrated just a little bit differently for whatever reason in production, that it's not going to be exactly the same from one machine to the next. It could be, but it could be just that little variation that makes a difference. And
so if you have any helpful videos that you know of, I'm exclusively watching Aquila's videos because one, I love her and just in general. But if you have any different people that you're like, hey, this really helped me with this kind of sock tube cranking thing, let me know in the comments below or send a message.
If you have this machine and you just want to come visit.
Yeah, do you live nearby? You're more welcome to come. And again, I don't get to keep it forever. So as long as you're here before September, when I see Rob next, or August. Yeah, because I will see Rob at the Men's Knitting Retreat. Oh, for those that are going to the Seattle Men's Knitting Retreat this year, enrollment has opened. I think it's $625 for a Thursday through a Sunday. It is Labor Day weekend. You get your food, you get your room, your own bathroom. It's always a good time. So
no girls allowed.
No ladies allowed. So yeah,
is that true?
Putting that in.
It's a men's knitting.
It's
retreat.
a men's knitting retreat. But I mean, and
not even allies.
The lady, but the lady quilters are going to be back this year. They were, huh? You want, huh? It doesn't mean there have to be lady quilters. You can go.
Do I get my own room?
Them. Yes. Yes, but it's cheaper if we did share a room.
Oh, because you're in the
Pigs
same
in a
building.
blanket.
Honey, those beds were like not even adult size.
Yes. The beds my feet are like off this much. But you know what? It's a mattress and it works. Yeah, so that's what I am doing with my sock shock. Because I call it sock shock. Because you guys know that I'm not the biggest sock fan. But if
not
I start...
biggest fan of making socks.
Oh, this goes with my outfit. It's like I can make it into an ascot.
80s. You could make it a cowl.
Yeah.
You just seam up that provisional.
I remember this
ascot.
colorway. This was my Night Songs colorway because it was after the Cinderella album, Night Songs. Yeah. So that is all I have for what are you making?
Me too.
We went in a different order today because now we're at, you made that?
See.
Chip.
Yes.
Did you make that?
I made that. So, you know that I can't hold to a pattern. And last time I was talking to you, I was saying, hey, I don't even need to get up. So I invariably will always take a pattern and either screw it up or intentionally not hold to it. So I have it's called, no, not that one.
Was that a secret one? You're like, not that one.
No, who knows what it is?
I don't know. You've got several posties in there.
Yeah. So this one oh, here it is. It is this pattern here that is, what was this one called? Playing with Blocks. And I like it, but I was like, I want to change it a bit. And yes, there was a lot of errata that went with that pattern, if not that whole book. I think there was like 8 patterns that were needing a little bit of help from the author after printing happened. So whatever, I'm glad I made my own pattern. So anyway, I finished up Marie's.
Would you like me to get up? Let's do it. Let's all.
So we finished Marie's quilt, and it's all fresh off the long arm as of yesterday, and it really turned out beautiful. Let me have that corner.
Okay.
There we go. So I think this finished at like 67 by 91, and I couldn't be more thrilled with it. Carrie, you said what size is that compared to like
it's
a
close
twin?
to a twin bed, yeah.
It's close to a twin, but it's, I mean, like plenty generous. Marie and I picked out the edge-to-edge pattern that this was like the second quilt that I've done now.
This is so tight here.
Since I've got, this is the second quilt that I've gotten finished since picking out getting the robotics. This is the only one since I've got the robotics that I've actually purchased the edge-to-edge. I guess it's still considered a pantograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, pantograph. And Marie, she gave me the approval. It is hummingbirds because her and her husband love hummingbirds. And so can we let's see if we can go. It's really supposed to be just I can't even see it.
Your bird quit.
There's one right here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Which direction is it? So
it's the wing.
when you're doing your quilting and you're laying it down,
Here.
Your pattern is directional.
This one you selected was.
Okay, so this one is directional. So we had to lay it down edge to edge this way. And so there is a top, there is a bottom. And so you have all these hummingbirds that are in throughout. And Carrie was kind enough. She brought me some of her yarn to use, thread. See, you guys are like...
We're rubbing off on them.
Rubbing off on me, thinking that it is yarn. I am thrilled. This is the fabric, the background gray is Connecting Threads Tonals. And then this is a line called Indigo Splash. It's all blues and whites. And the hummingbird pattern, I forget where I even got it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I bought it on Etsy, and it was like $3 and some. Ordinarily the edge-to-edge designs are like $15 a piece. So this was like, oh my gosh, I can have so many.
Yeah, well,
I can have many.
Who you buy them from, I guess.
Yep. So Carrie,
it's a digital design.
Digital design, and then Carrie and I were. I am particular when I want to know that I'm doing it the right way. I'm not saying that I want to be a quilting police, but I enjoy that process. Like if you can aim for mastery, I will spend, what did you say? 80 days?
Yeah.
80 days to figure out something, because it's like when you triumph, you triumph. And
he might start here, think he's going here, but he always comes back here.
Probably.
Yeah.
The only thing that I will not do master quilting, hand binding, hand stitching. I am a machine binder, but I do good work.
You did do good work.
No, this is perfect. Do you wash something like this before you piece it together, or what's?
I do not pre-wash my fabrics. Okay. I did wash this for Marie, so once it was all, I finished the binding. First thing I didn't even show these guys. I immediately just threw it in the washing machine.
Yeah.
But my edge binding is
You did good.
It's really, really good. And Carrie, you were talking about. So when you're putting your binding on, there's 2 paths to take. If you're going to machine bind like I do, which means that you're sewing down the binding on both sides.
Right.
Whether or not you do hand binding, you always start with a machine your leg.
You start with my leg?
So
No, your leg was shaking.
if you're gonna like what I generally do is I'll stitch the binding by machine to the front, turn it to the back, and then I'll hand stitch it to the back.
Right. You always finish in the back.
Yeah, I finish in the back.
For sure.
It's personal preference.
I typically finish in the front, and that's because I start by applying the machine stitching on the back. There we go. I stitch to the back first, and then I bring it over, and then I stitch it down. But Carrie was saying, hey, how wide do you cut your binding? And I thought I was doing 2.5 inches. She's like, are you serious? I think this is actually shorter.
And the reason what made me think that is because this is pretty narrow.
It is. And I'm
from, it's like it finished off pretty narrow. And so I think his binding was cut probably at 2 inches instead of like 2.5. And all of that is personal preference of how wide you want your binding.
Okay,
and
so
if
this
you're
is
do a contrasting color, or
this is the binding.
That doesn't look like 2.5.
I bet you that is 2 inches.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you I didn't cut it at 2.5. So this is inches.
Yeah, it's 2 inches.
Ah, so I'm selling myself short, making it my job even harder.
You did
than
make
it
it
needs.
harder, yeah. Because by sewing it, whatever side you do, you need enough room for the binding fabric to go around the edge of the quilt to the back where you can stitch it again.
Yes.
So you made that real tight without not a lot of wiggle room there.
So you have your raw edge here. So you're taking your strips that you create. You're making a long tape. And then do I even have a join here? I don't. But you take and you fold it in half, press it and steam press it so that way you get a nice hard edge or a crisp edge. And then you're laying that down this would be my batting. You would see the sandwich. You're sewing that down with the machine, and then you're eventually folding that to the opposite side, and that's where Carrie hand stitches.
Mm-hmm.
I hate all of this. That's not me. And so, but I used a different foot this time, which had a kind of like a guardrail. Mm-hmm. So all I have to make sure is that I'm having the fabric just at the edge, and then my foot is at the edge of the quilt, and I was like, I have no room for this 2-inch.
It was tight, but you got it.
I got it.
You did a great
She's
job.
gonna love it.
She's gonna love it.
Now, have you guys ever made a gift, whether it's like a sweater? I don't know. I've never received a sweater, but have you ever gotten a sweater or some type of object or given an object to somebody that you care about, and they're like, oh, no, I have to pay for it. I have to pay for it. And they just won't accept it as a gift. Unfortunately, I'm running into this situation with Marie that she's just like, she wants to pay me for this quilt. And I'm like, number one, how am I even going to say, oh, by the way, it would actually be this much? But it's like, it's kind of taken the joy out of giving her a gift.
She's having a hard time receiving.
She is.
She's having a hard time.
I mean, she loves this, and
that's the thing. I think she loves it so much that she feels like I can't possibly take that from you.
Right.
And it's for her. You made it for her.
She was telling us a story the other night. That sounded Canadian. Story.
It's accents tonight.
She was telling us how she had this vase that she just loved it. Now, it probably wasn't worth $1 million.
I remember this one.
But it was a vase that she loved very much. And one of her friends was sick, and she's like, oh, let me get some flowers. Got the flowers, put it in the vase, and gave it to her. And then to this day, is still talking about that vase that she never got back. And I'm like, so Marie, you gave it to her. And she's like, no, I didn't.
I gave her the flowers.
I gave her the flowers. So Erin was very nice a couple of weeks ago. Went, Maria would like these. Got her some flowers. And it came with a vase. And he's like, here. And Next thing you know, we see her a couple days later, and she's giving us this vase.
She brought the vase back.
And we're like, we don't want the vase.
Oh, it's an ugly vase.
It's an ugly vase.
It's an ugly vase.
It's pink.
But still, you
was
should have
pink.
kept this mason jar vase thing, which was hideous. But still, she should have kept it.
But her thinking is that when you give flowers, you're getting the flowers, not the vase. And I'm kind of like, what? So she has gift giving all backwards.
She does. So maybe she would have liked for you to just give her the fabric and not the quilt.
Exactly.
Let's put this in a vase and give it to her. It's like a huge ass planter vase. I mean, that's
yeah. So and last night I got a little sentimental because I've been working on this for a couple months, and all of a sudden it dawned on me last night. Oh my God. I'm giving this away and I'm not going to have this anymore. And to me, do you get sentimental about any of the makes that you gift to people? You're like, oh my God, I'm not going to get to see this
Not
anymore.
if I know I'm making them for people. Like I made my sister a sweater. I'm not like, oh, I don't get to see this anymore. I get to see her in it every once in a while. And shawls that I've made for people, no. If I know I'm making it for someone.
I've given lots of quilts as gifts, and I never have felt that way because generally I know I'm going to make it for that person. So to me, it's already theirs. So I haven't felt that.
I have attachment to it, and that's just because I made.
Well, you pretty much designed it.
Yeah,
like from the ground up. It's been your baby.
But it's still in the family. It's still in the system.
It is. It is. But it's kind of like I have made her a quilt in the past, and I have never seen it again. And I know that she's like, oh, she knows that she's going to put this on her bed. And I just feel like, you get sentimental. You're like, you made that?
You may see it again because she has TV trouble sometimes. And says, will you come over and fix the TV in the bedroom? So at least I have to go over there sometimes.
And I think part of that is that you're very proud of this. Like you should be.
Yeah.
And so that's hard because it's like, it's kind of your pride and joy right now.
Yeah.
So you need to start making another something to take place of that.
True. And like I think the other thing is I'm more excited about the quilting side of like I enjoy piecing. I loved like, oh my God, look at my points. They all came together. But I've always been, how many years have I had this long arm now? Maybe 3 or 4 years. And it's just now since I got the robotics, I feel so much more confident that like, oh my gosh, I feel as confident, and especially with Carrie. No, I don't give compliments that often. Carrie knows her shiz.
It's you cannot cut that out. It is documented.
And so like
she knows her shiz.
I have had tension issues, and like is the thread pulling to the top of the quilt? Is it pulling to the bottom? And Carrie, that's Carrie. She knows.
I have a lot more experience
with tension.
I've been doing it for a while. I've been long arming for 20 years, so I have a little more experience, and that was all stuff I had to learn.
Yeah.
So just sharing, just passing it on, paying forward.
I think you're going to be surprised to realize you probably have had this for like 6 years.
Has it been that long?
I think because you got it before. Not that it is a mile marker.
think
you got it before COVID.
That
was 5 years ago.
That is
5
true.
years ago.
Holy,
And
I need to get to quilting.
Yes.
Well, now, I think it opened, you getting the robotics opened a whole other world of design.
Because this one always makes fun of me. Are you? Oh, okay. You're gonna make. Is it meandering again?
I don't make fun of you.
This
one. Pretty in pink over here.
No, I mean, no, I don't make fun of you, and I just want you to do what you want. I just don't want things living on there for months. Remember that episode that somebody commented that when there was a quilt on there for so long that Seamus started sleeping in it like it was a bed. We're like, this isn't a cat bed. It is a quilting machine in our dining room.
And part of that, I think, comes with just the intimidation. A lot of people get very intimidated by just doing it, and I don't want to screw it up and all that stuff. I think having the robotics and what you can do with that, and that goes more towards your way of creativity too.
I like to push buttons.
You do like to push buttons, and so
I like to design.
Yeah.
But then,
and that's part of it with these is like finding the right one, and then you're resizing and you're moving it and you're shifting it, and like that is what you like to do creatively. That just sounds like...
But it's also, I think, it's that machine over there that's doing this now. You're not always going to do it. You'll do handwork every once in a while. Might be how some people feel about the Erlbacher, the sock tube cranker. Like, why would you not want to do it by hand or knit your socks by hand? Why would you want to crank a tube? It's there to be almost a robot because you're the robot putting it through, but there's several different ways. I want to make a sock tube for this sock, but I want to hand knit this one. You can do this by
It's
doing your
another tool.
meandering or doing it by hand, or having something else you can do that you plug into the system. I don't know. We're not.
But I'm enjoying my quilting journey. And then the last thing I will say on this, Carrie did bring. So like, I am thread poor. I do not have a thread game that rivals some people.
No thread riz.
I have a lot of thread.
Carrie, I mean, like when you go over, there's a pink drawer, there's a blue drawer, there's a purple drawer,
and it's practically empty. That's my least amount.
The purple?
The purple. I hardly have any purple.
But so Carrie brought some. Says, hey, these really typically don't run well in my machine. So she gave me things that like she had no need for. So there was like 8-10 cones there of different colors, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I will say I was shocked how much lint there was
because it was cotton.
So the quilting thread that we used, and it was so in the bobbin we were using the Omni.
So fine.
It's a polyester. And the top bobbin, which is this beautiful variegated different colors of shades of blue, it's cotton. And there was so much fluff that I was just like, oh my God, because I typically use a polyester. So that was shocking.
Yeah. Just a different game.
Yeah. Now, do you, on your others, do you typically still use cotton, or do you?
No, I mostly use polyester.
Yeah.
I rarely use anything that's 100% cotton. I just prefer it. It runs well on my machine.
And the crazy thing is that they worked fine in my machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that just shows you too the different, like it's a calibration. It's a whatever.
Yeah.
Something might work, and you could even if you had the same brand of machine, it could have worked differently. It's not even a brand specific thing.
So,
yeah,
we had no thread breaks.
No, you did good.
So like everything
worked.
Everything worked, and it took probably. It should have taken maybe 6 to 8 hours to quilt this. It took longer because we were futzing around and like. Uber being particular about how we were loading the quilt, and like Carrie's like, well, this is how I do it, and I adopted some of her ways. But yeah, I appreciate you being here.
Oh, thank you.
That Carrie.
We love you here.
She is so obsessed, and she's making me obsessed.
Good. No, you're on a whole nother journey now.
Yes.
With your robotics and stuff. It's exciting.
Great.
So yes, I'm sad to see it go, and we're going to call this Hummingbirds in the Stars, because it's all humming. It's really, I apologize. It's really hard to see the quilting, but.
And even the back is a little busy that you can't see it on the back either.
Yes.
So it's like what did we call that? Delft blue?
It's like a Delft. Yeah.
Delft.
So anyway, I made that.
Good
job,
Aaron.
Well, we got to go Carrie, right?
We're going duck, duck, goose.
Well, that's what we did last time. Carrie, you made that?
I did, actually.
Do you want me to grab it for you?
I got it. It's okay. So I made, this is called the cowl cape.
Oh.
And it's meant to have a big cowl. And I decided I didn't want that because I would never wear it. So it's like a cowl, but I can wear it over my shoulders.
That's fun. It's not too constrictive, so you're not like...
No, it goes right to my elbows, so I can move my arms just fine.
There's a lot of drape in that.
There's a lot of drape. It was knit on, I believe, a 6, and it's fingering weight yarn. The gray is a Barnyard Knits Frost, and the rainbow gradient is Huckleberry Knits in a funny color name that I can't remember. Tactical, or something like that. I don't think Huckleberry Knits is dying anymore.
Oh.
But it was a gradient, and I wanted a pattern that used the whole gradient. And
it's a perfect gradient with that gray.
It is. And then I did a picot bind off when it got to the end. Was the last color was this like bright chartreuse green.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I actually think I'm going to wear the crap out of it.
Did you end it early because of the bright green?
I was getting down. I only had 4 grams of yarn left. So I wanted to knit until I used up as much yarn as I could. So I quit when I felt like I was like, okay, I think this is going to get me to the end. So I started doing the edging, and it was perfect because I only had 4 grams of yarn left.
No, I like it. I've always wanted to do kind of a poncho thing. Which is kind
of what this is.
But then I'm like, how will that look on me?
I don't know.
I guess I'll have to try it.
So, this called for this big cowl neck, and I chose not to do that because I wouldn't wear that, and I wanted to make sure I had it deeper here.
Mm-hmm.
So that gave me enough yarn to make this, to my elbows. And it's just like a lightweight, kind of like throwing on a little sweater when
fun.
Just like a little thing. So it's the Cowl Cape by Sarah Osepik.
That's really cute.
On Rav.
It looks really cute.
And I even made a project page.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
I hear they're all the rage.
The cool kids are doing it.
All the cool kids are doing it.
So, yeah. So, Erin, did you make that?
She didn't say it right.
Oh, Erin, you made that?
There it is.
Yes.
I did. So as some of you know, we are doing the From a Book Make-Along. I have finished my item. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to do another From a Book, because it's like a whole year make-along that we're going to try to do with Needles at the Ready. Piece for piece, Michael and myself, we're going to try to get together, do Zooms every once in a while, so I'm going to start a new one. But I finished the Yarn Shawl, which I got the pattern out of 52 weeks of shawls, and it's finished. It is a worsted weight shawl. It took 3 skeins, because I think you need, give me a sec, I think it's 770, let me see if I am right, 766 yards of worsted weight on 5.4.
4.5.
4.5, yeah, 5.4 millimeter needles doesn't exist. 4.5 millimeter needles.
4.5.
4.5 millimeter needles, and it is completed. It blocked out very large, and it's kind of, I'm covering up my mic right now, but I like it. It's perfect. This is the colorway of
Perfect in what way?
Perfect, and I'm going to say that the colorway of Moose Tracks, which is my 100% Target non-superwash. I'm not you're making me nervous, Chip. Gosh, with an 80s name, Chip, you're making me nervous. So yeah, this is seed stitch. The majority of it is done in seed stitch, which is a lot of knitting one row. Then on the way back, you purl knit, purl knit, purl knit. Am I the right side? Yes, I am on, nope, I am, this is the right side. So it's seed stitch. When, before I blocked it, it was really kind of bunched up together. Once I blocked it, the seed stitch showed better. And then we have a section here which kind of looks like a little bit of cabling, but it's not. It is just different purls and knits.
I like how it gives, like, you've got this linear.
Oh, yeah. And it's totally textured because it's seed stitch. I am totally tubular. With the seed stitch and the color of Moose Tracks on my 100% non-superwash Target, it's not as bright as if you got it on the DK or the fingering, because that's superwash, but it blocked out really, really nice. I mean, it doesn't feel as soft as a merino, but like I've mentioned before, I don't like my yarns too soft, because once they start getting into this stuff, it kind of pills a lot more than the Target I carry or the BFL I carry. And
this is very pretty.
I not design things, but carry yarn that's not going to go up against my beard and be a little bit more rugged. But yeah, it was a really fun knit, and since it's worsted weight, it really didn't take that much time. And it always kept you just going, okay, if you're not into purling, this might not be the right thing for you. But for me, it really was. I would make this again. This is going to be a sample. If I made it for myself again, I would probably do it in more of a goldish color, because besides this.
You mean like ochre?
Yeah, I would do it in ochre color because I feel like it would really just show off more if it was one solid color. But I think this was the way this is dyed. I think it still showed off the pattern. Nothing's getting lost in here. Was that, would we say that solids? Solids reveal.
Patterns conceal.
Yes. So I think you can still see the pattern because it wasn't like overly busy with this colorway. Yeah. So this is the Skein shawl from the 52 Weeks of Shaw's book. And I'm excited to do a little bit of a photo shoot with this one soon, since it's still kind of, as you can see, crappy out and a little bit chilly. It's still shawl season here in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know why I was going to flip the button, but yeah, that is it. And I used a lavender, but I can't smell the lavender, so maybe I didn't go too heavy on it because I used soak lavender when I blocked it out. Yes. That is all I have for what do you make? Or wait, you made that. Do you have any more you made that?
Did you you made that?
Actually, you know what? I have one.
Are you making that?
I have one that we need to turn back time. I forgot. There's one thing I'm making.
What are you making?
It's not made.
Chip, what are you making?
Okay, so.
And you got another thing too.
Carrie and I were, gang. Last year, you know, I had a big foo-foo when I bought a serger. I bought an industrial serger. It did not go well. Could not get it assembled. And I tried to get help from the company, and they wouldn't respond. Flash forward to today, last weekend?
A week ago, yeah.
Last weekend, I got it together, gang.
On your own.
Well, so one of Aaron's best friends,
Smart friends,
my
brother, pretty much.
He came over and he said, "Well, what's going on with it?" And so we spent maybe 20 minutes looking at it, and he's looking at the instructions, which, to my credit, Juki's instructions read more like engineering schematics. It is not instructions on how to assemble it. Fast forward, he's like, why don't you just try not using this one piece, because there's two variations. One shows with it, one shows without it. He goes, just don't use it. I got it together and it's working. So huzzah. So Carrie and I were playing with the serger, and we're like, I want to make some, yes? You're bumping me under the table.
Well, I don't have much room, gang.
No,
we're pretty, like the whole time
tight.
I've been like this, and I'm trying
He is man-spreading.
I'm trying to stretch a little bit without stretching. So
I'm falling off over here.
yes, that's why I'm like, okay.
I'm good over here.
I know you have plenty of room because we don't want to touch you.
I
My
don't.
feet don't touch the floor, so I'm falling off.
But Carrie and I were playing with the serger, and we're making sachets, lavender sachets. And added bonus, Carrie was saying that if you put these where?
In your yarn stash.
In your yarn
or
stash.
Or fabric.
Then what happens?
It keeps bugs out.
Oh.
Rob.
It helps. Lavender will help with, especially with yarn, like moths and stuff. So I have lavender in my cupboard that I keep my yarn in.
Oh. So I should do this. So you're making these for what reason?
Well, so I was making these. I was thinking, what if I made some sash? I mean, like, they're good in the car. They're good in your skivvies, you know, in your drawer.
Your skivvies.
I don't think I need my skivvies to smell like lavender.
You can put.
You guys can talk about that later.
There's a certain smell I like, but that's not it.
But I mean, like, I love I haven't had these in a long time, and I used to have them. Like I would put them in a sock drawer. I would put them, and
when
it's
we
just.
first met, I remember we had them everywhere.
And I've had some lavender, and like it's been living in this one fabric bucket that I have, this container, and every time I open it, I'm like, oh my god, it smells so good. So I was like, you know what would be a fun project is just to make some sachets, and these are going to be the ones I haven't figured out how I really want to make them. Whether this goes in another piece of fabric or how it's going to work.
Make this,
I just want to see how to make them, and so we were kind of making it up. So we were having fun with the serger and the sewing machine. Carrie does not like my sewing machine.
You know, you get used to, I've been sewing for a long time, and I've been on my machine that I have, which is an old machine, for years. And, you know, you just get used to where your buttons are and what it does. And his is a lot more computerized. I realize I'm more of an analog kind of gal.
However, I will say, Carrie, I must have looked at one of your first ones because I can't tell which one I did.
Do you realize what a compliment that is?
So I was teasing her, and I honestly can't see which one I did. There was one that was kind of like.
Well, I'm like, how do you lift
I think this is the first one I saw.
How do you get the needle? How do you? I want to go backwards. Where's the button for? It was just so frustrating. Where mine is just like it's go, it's stop. You know, and I'm used to it
because you know it.
Because I know it.
Yeah. But long story short, I want to make some of these. They're nice to give to people. They're nice. I mean, like, who doesn't need some?
And lavender is calming.
Oh, here, take the punch.
Take it back.
You've got a several hour drive.
Yes, I do.
It does smell very good.
But they're fun. I mean, like, yay. Or you could play, you know, if you have cornhole. We could play cornhole.
With lavender.
They don't throw very far because they're pretty light. But it was my first time using any kind of serger, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Like first time using an industrial serger, you know.
So that's the story.
Cool.
Woohoo! Erin, you made that?
I did not. That's all I have.
I'm done.
Okay, well,
I just have a few announcements and things like that.
I'm good.
Which, no, you're not.
I'm not?
Because you brought all these things out and said, later I'm going to tell you about blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I can save it for next time.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody, well, it's that time of year, gang.
What time is it?
It is almost time for the 23rd annual, it's probably not that many, Dishcloth Revolution. Woo! So for those of you new, those of you at home, I can hear you screaming with excitement already. We are not those people. And you just...
You are now?
No. Pretty soon there's going to be the megaphone. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah. That's just, I don't want to be a morning radio show. I don't want to hear a morning radio show. Okay. But it's time for the Dishcloth Revolution. I am going to walk off set and talk to my producer and my manager and never come back. So, okay. For those who not in the know, the Revolution is Chip years ago is like basically making fun of dishcloths or washcloths, whatever. So what I started was it's a 1 week crochet along, knit along, whatever along you want to do for a dishcloth / washcloth. All you do is on, let's say, it's going to run from, it's going to be at the end of April. It starts on April 23rd, which is a Wednesday, and it goes to April 3rd. It's literally 1 week. And on
April 30th.
April 30th, yes. Then on April 26th or the 27th, or maybe both, we're going to have, I'll announce it, we're going to have a Zoom where we sit there for 2 hours and we knit or crochet our dishcloths, and then we're all going to post them all on the same day on the 30th of April on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, whatever it's going to be
yours
new
is.
by
X.
then. Yes. Just like, hey, look, we're blowing up Instagram or Blue Sky with the Dishcloth Revolution. Look what I finished. You could do 1, you could do 2, 3, 4. You can usually get a few dishcloths done in that amount of time. That's all it is. Right now, go out, find yourself, go in your stash, not yourself, find some cotton yarn for yourself, and we're going to have a revolution. You could do any pattern as long as it is a dishcloth. Do not make it more complicated than it is. I don't know which one to scold first, you or Carrie. What is the question?
Do you have a preferred yarn for your dishcloths?
I don't. I only knew, what's the one you get at Joanne?
Like peaches and
I only
cream
knew
or
peaches
sugar
and cream.
Yeah.
And Rain Kevin once sent me the Knit Picks one, Dishy.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked Dishy as well, but I cannot give you an honest opinion of like, oh, this is so much better than this one.
Okay.
I can say peaches and cream, the color washed out quicker than what the Knit Picks Dishy did, but I don't know if that's just because I had different colors here. So maybe this time I will start something with the Revolution that's totally different. Do you know of anything else besides those two?
I have used those two, and I've also used Knit Picks Cotton, which is a cotton linen blend, and I do like that. That has a more drape. It's a little softer. It feels a little more luxurious.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want a luxurious dishcloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I use mine as a washcloth in the shower. I don't use mine for dishes, so
Oh, okay.
a different use for them.
We use the same washcloth in the shower and dishes, so glad you
Okay.
stayed this week. Obviously, I'm kidding. You always start with your face
You do
first,
wash?
then you move down.
Or we scrub the cat box.
Yeah, the cat box.
You know, you can do whatever you want with your
Exactly.
cloths.
So yeah, it's a 1 week. You're gonna knit or crochet a dishcloth. Then you can give them away. You can keep them. A couple times people have sent them to ship, which makes me super, super happy. But yeah, I'll post about it on Instagram and Blue Sky as well. That way you know when it starts. And then yeah, I'll set up a Zoom and then we just get together for a few hours, just knit some dishcloths, have a good time. It's literally 1 week, super simple. Nobody can screw this up.
Oh, don't underestimate.
Oh my gosh. How do I remove that button? And the only other
He's
thing,
just gonna disguise it.
I don't have any had to have that, except for our friend Joe Wilcox has sent his new book, which not new book, it's his only book. It's entitled "The Fabric We Make: How to Knit a Community." It has come out. It's available on Amazon, paperback, hardback, or what's the Amazon thing you read off?
Kindle.
Our Kindle. Joe has been a co-host of many and kind of started the men's knitting retreats, and it's kind of his life. I started the book, so I'm not just showing you. I'm only a few pages. We're at little young Joe, kind of growing up right now, and it's just a book of the knitting community and how he got involved and what he's done with it. So once I read more, I can give you guys more of kind of what it's about, or just purchase it because you want to help someone support someone in our community. And I know he does have the blog Queer Joe, and he's been providing like online knitting content for years and years and years. So
That's cool.
yeah, that was very nice that he sent it over to us, and I'm excited to read more into it.
Very cool.
Wait, maybe it's going to be made into a movie. We don't know.
A short.
a short movie, yeah.
And you'll put a link to that in the show
Yeah,
notes.
I will 100% put a link to that in the show notes. Found down below.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. You got the applause to work, but okay, there it is. Do you guys have anything that you need to go over? I almost put them on like they're real glasses.
No, I think I...
Is it safe to double up, or is that just too... There we go. I mean, that's a look.
It's a look.
It's a look.
And you'll still be walking around the room trying to find your glasses.
Look
You
who's
are
talking.
100%
Look who's talking.
right. Other than that, I'm just ready to get back into dyeing. I took a few weeks off. I know I owe some people maybe some our Witch's Green colorway. Christine, I'm going to get dyeing on that soon. And yeah, that's what I got going on. I'm just ready to get dyeing some new colors, some new album-inspired stuff from different albums I've been listening to. And then, like we said, Flock's only a few months away.
We have already started looking at this year's calendar, and it is filling up. Like, are you guys having a busy 2025? I mean, 2025 is a lot, but it's getting awfully busy.
I mean, it's spring already. We're almost into April, so
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. And spring was what?
Last week.
Last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
This week, last week, or?
Well,
I
this
feel-
is the beginning.
I don't know
of
when
next-
this is going to show. So if this shows in 2 weeks, people are going to be confused. Like
First
that
day of
was,
spring was on the 20th or 21st
Correct.
or something like that. So
Got it.
yeah, I'm here for it. Great, great. This is the
Carrie, it's been
Yes.
a pleasure.
Oh,
I
thank
know.
You, so much
You
for
are
having me.
okay. Just like on Saturday Night Live, they have the five something
Five
club,
Timers Club.
the Five Timers Club, where they've hosted 5 times.
Oh.
You are already
a 2-timer.
a 2-timer.
Okay.
Just ask Jim.
We'll make sure we get you a jacket when you come for 3.
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
be fun.
No,
It's been great having you at the window.
Mhm. We love our
For letting
window when
me
people
just
just
pop
pop
over.
over. It's so cute.
All right. So you guys keep hustling, be creative AF,
Every day I'm hustling,
and we will see
hustling.
you soon. Yoan,
Play us out.
Come on, huh. You gotta get your hustle. Oh yeah, your fiber.